And we talking about, man, some apocalyptic weather going on out there. It is apocalyptic. We got to acknowledge that. I was witnessing, man, a thunderstorm, lightning strikes, man. This was unreal. I mean, it was, they was talking about this one storm had like, whoa, it was like thousands of strikes in one storm. You know what I'm saying? And you could see the lightning in the sky, and it was striking. I mean, it was like maybe 10, 10 to 15 strikes coming down out the sky at one time. You could just see, different lightning strikes. And, you like, wow, what is this? What type of, I mean, what's going on, For, it's hot as hell. You having, crazy man, I seen this one video. It was showing on Coney Island. I guess when it started out, was this on the 4th? It was on the 4th. And they was on the beach. They was on the beach. I believe it now. I believe it. I believe it. I don't got no, but you know what? What we have to understand that it ain't necessarily got to be all harp. It ain't got to necessarily be all harp. But I feel you. I feel you on the harp. I've studied the harp. And yeah, they can geoengineer some things. Donald Trump tried to say somebody geoengineered the weather, but who would do that? Who got the power to do that? And he didn't say, And so I thought that the United States government was in control of HARP. You feel what I'm saying? So if anybody geoengineered, it was them that geoengineered the weather. But also understand that the planet is more powerful. The cosmos is infinite times more powerful than HARP. And a lot of times and it be the cosmos, coming into alignment with all of this bullshit on the planet. You know what I'm saying? And so, and a lot of things, see, we are ancient people that have been disconnected from a lot of our ancestral knowledge and wisdom. And in the ancient times, even with the Dogon, we were intensely connected, intensely connected to the astronomical cycles, cosmological cycles of the universe, where we charted that, as we enter each one of these zodiac houses on the great year, not the earthly cycle, but the solar cycle, not the earth rotating around the sun, but the sun rotating around the greater sun, or the galaxy. You feel me? Which is, for the earth is 365 days, but for the sun, it's something like 24,000 and a half, and a half years, 24 and like, maybe 500, somewhere up in there. But rounding off between 24,000 years, 25,000 years. And so, our people would know how the weather would change when, you move from each house. You would know that shit change. We moving into a whole nother area of the galaxy, which is gonna cause the earth, to act in ways that people never seen before. Not on this level. And so, when you moving from one house to the next house, when you right there on like, it's almost the dividing line between one house and the other house. They call it a cusp. I think it's spelled CUSP, something like that. A cusp. That means you right on the border between one house and the next house, and it's like a bubble in there. where you could get a little bit of the old, a little bit of the new, and so it's kind of blended in there. So it's starting to get hot, but it's still a little cold, but it's getting a lot of, it's getting way more hot than it normally would be, but it's still in the other, still getting a little effect from the old house. So it's still a little cold, but it's moving to where it's gonna be hot all the motherfucking time. Just like a ice age, and during the ice age, the winters were much longer. You see, so the winters could last, to my understanding, almost 8, 9 months. That's the winter. See, so understand that the winter could be 8 months, 9 months, straight cold. And then you might get 3 months where it warm up a little bit, and that's not what you thinking, I'm talking about in North America, in what they call the not it's damn near subarctic. When you look at North America is the northern part of North America is damn near subarctic. That in the wintertime it's like a motherfucker in the north at the North Pole. You get up there, upper Minnesota, upper Michigan, New York. Oh, it could get brutal. You feel what I'm saying? So that's shit like subarctic. And so, during the ice age, up in that north, all the way down to like Ohio, all the way down to the south for real, because the southern United States, it was cold to the point where during the ice age, the south is like the north is now. That's how the South was. It wasn't getting the snow, but the cold was very similar to the North today. And the North during the Ice Age was like the North Pole. You see what I'm saying? So understand that. So you was having winters like for 8, 9 months. So as we move into this new house and you see how hot it's getting, it's gonna be summer the same way. It balances. It be, as you move on the cycle, it'll be areas where you come in where it'll be fucking hot. Like the same way, heat wave. 8, 9 months. You see, 8, 9 months, it'll be like blazing. It'll be fucking blazing. In the months where it still be winter. I mean summer like. You're gonna have a month where it's 100 fucking degrees every day. Every day. When it come into May, it could be in May, June, July, August, on fire. On fire. September, still could be in the 80s. Real talk. November, 70s, 70s. And then the 3 cold months, December, January, February, but then when March come in, shit, it start getting back up in the 60s, you know what I'm saying? And that's where it's coming to. That's where, and so, yeah, they know about that. And so, again, in all of these apocalyptic end time. This is shit that they created. This ain't the Ragnarok. That's the Viking Twilight of the Gods, where they talk about this fire demon that's gonna set. His name is Surtur, and he lights the sword. I forget what they call it. But when he lights that sword in Asgard, they come in with all the demons and shit, and they crash wherever that flame is, the eternal flame of Asgard. And he put that sword in there, and he light that sword, and with that sword, he set the damn universe on fire. That's what he do. So even in Ragnarok, it's much like Revelations, where it says that the world will end by fire. This is almost universal at this point. You know, and so, there's many movies where it showed that, man, those that are not prepared to live on the surface of the earth, they're going underground. And there are some that can live on the surface, and that's black people. And white people have shown that. This is not anything we made up. If you watch the movies, they show you. In the Time Machine, they show you that when they had to go up underground and they split into two subspecies. You had one that was pale, if you watch that, and he couldn't come on the surface at all. He couldn't even come, but it was the other subspecies was more like a damn monster, where its only purpose was to go to the surface and get black people and bring them up underground so that they could eat them. That's a fact. Go watch the movie. They was eating the peoples. You know what I'm saying? They was eating. Go watch the movie. Okay? So the weather right now, what we used to, is not normal. It's something crazy happening right now. You know what I'm saying? And man, before the summer is over with, yeah, yeah, before the summer is over with, and it just got started. Damn, July is the hottest month, and it just got started, and they already thousands of deaths already. Thousands. I'm talking about in France alone, they already 2,000, over 2,200 deaths already. And it's just the beginning of July. And that's just France. So how many people have already perished up until this point? That's a very good question. It's clearly in the thousand, and by the end of the summer, man, it could go over 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. And it could just be the beginning. Next year it could be even harder than that. So, man, listen here. Y'all better pay attention to the signs and the symbols, cause man, read the handwriting on the wall and see what it's telling you, you feel me? Because if you don't, you very well could perish in these times. Tap into the ancestors, man, and see what they say. But anyway, family, I'll see y'all in a minute. Get over to my Patreon, click that link right down in the video description. Get over to General Seti's Etsy store. Get some of them classic DVDs, man, and I'll see y'all in a minute. Black Power.